Patriotism refers to the passionate love one has for their country. This virtue pushes to citizens of a country to work for their country selflessly and make it better. A truly developed country is made up of true patriots. In other words, patriotism means keeping the country's interest first and then thinking about oneself. Patriotism can be specifically seen during times of war. Moreover, it helps in building the nation stronger. There are other significances of patriotism as well. Usually, we refer to our country as our motherland. This further proves that we must have the same love for our country as we have for our mother. After all, our country is no less than a mother is nurtures us and helps us grow. Everyone must process the virtue of patriotism as it makes it better. In addition, it also enhances the life quality of the citizens. It does that by making people work for the collective interest of the country. When everyone works for the betterment of the country, there would be no conflict of interest. Thus, a happier environment will prevail. After that, peace and harmony will be maintained through patriotism. When the citizens have the spirit of brotherhood, they will support one another. Hence, it will make the country more harmonious. In short, patriotism does have great importance in developing the country. It eliminates any selfish and harmful motives, which in turn lessens corruption. Similarly, when the government becomes free of corruption, the country will develop faster. India has had a fair share of patriots from the very beginning. The struggle for independence gave birth to various patriots. These patriots have made a lot of sacrifices for the country to flourish and prosper. Their names have gone down in history and are still taken with respect and admiration. Some of the greatest patriots of India were Rani Lakshmi Bai, Shaheed Bhagat Singh, and Maulana Azad. Rani Lakshmi Bai was one of the most famous patriots of the country. Her courage and bravery are still talked about. Her name always comes up in the revolt of 1857. She revolted against the British rule and to fight for independence, she gave her life fighting on the battlefield for our country. Shaheed Bhagat Singh is another name that is synonymous with patriotism. He was determined to free India from the clutches of the British rule. He was a part of several freedom struggles. Similarly, he also started a revolution for the same. He dedicated his life to this mission and died as a patriot for the love of his country. Maulana Azad was a true patriot. The first education minister of India played a great role in the freedom struggle. He traveled through cities and created awarenesses of the injustices by the British. He united people through his activism and led India to freedom. In conclusion, these are just a few who were patriots of the country. They lived for their country and did not hesitate before devoting their lives to it. Corruption refers to a form of criminal activity or dishonesty. It refers to an evil act by an individual or a group. Furthermore, corruption primarily includes activities like bribery or embezzlement. Most probably, people in positions of authority are susceptible to corruption. Corruption certainly reflects greedy and selfish behavior. Bribery is the most common method of corruption. Bribery involves the improper use of favors and gifts in exchange for personal gain. Furthermore, the types of favors are diverse. Above all, the favors include money, gifts, company shares, sexual favors, employment, entertainment, and political benefits. Also, personal gain can be giving preferential treatment and overlooking crime. Embezzlement refers to the act of withholding assets for the purpose of theft. Furthermore, it takes place by one or more individuals who were entrusted with these assets. Above all, embezzlement is a type of financial fraud. The graft is a global form of corruption. Most noteworthy, it refers to the illegal use of a politician's authority for personal gain. Furthermore, a popular way for the graft is misdirecting public funds for the benefit of politicians. Extortion is another major method of corruption. It means to obtain property, money, or services illegally. Above all, this obtainment takes place by coercing individuals or organizations. Hence, extortion is quite similar to blackmail. Favoritism and nepotism is quite an old form of corruption still in uses. This refers to a person favoring one's own relatives and friends to job. This is certainly a very unfair practice. This is because many deserving candidates fail to get jobs. Abuse of discretion is another method of corruption. Here, a person misuses one's power and authority. An example can be a judge unjustly dismissing a criminal's case. Finally, influence peddling is the last method here. This refers to illegally using one's influence with the government or other authorized individuals. Furthermore, it takes place in order to obtain preferential treatment or favor. One important way of preventing corruption is to give a better salary in a government job. Many government employees receive pretty low salaries. Therefore, they resort to bribery to meet their expenses. So, government employees should receive higher salaries. Consequently, high salaries would reduce their motivation and resolve to engage in bribery. Increasing the number of workers can be another suitable way of curbing corruption. In many government offices, the workload is very high. This provides an opportunity to slow down the work by government employees. Consequently, these employees then indulge in bribery in return for faster delivery of work. Hence, this opportunity to bribe can be removed by bringing in more employees in government offices. Tough laws are very important for stopping corruption. Above all, strict punishments need to be meted out to guilty individuals. Furthermore, there should be an efficient and quick implementation of strict laws. Applying cameras in workplaces is an excellent way to prevent corruption. Above all, many individuals would refrain from indulging in corruption due to fear of being caught. Furthermore, these individuals would have otherwise engaged in corruption. The government must make sure to keep inflation low. Due to the rise in prices, many people feel their incomes to be too low. Consequently, this increases corruption among the masses. Businessmen raise prices to sell their stock of goods at higher prices.